Well, hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1's coverage of Round 3 of the inaugural season of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series. As we come to you tonight from, well, it's Kentucky Speedway, but we had a slight schedule change. It is Legacy Kentucky Speedway, the older, flatter version, but these cars race pretty well here just the same. Joining me in the booth is Luis Gonzalez-Nunez. Luis, we got 20 cars showing up again tonight, another good field. We might have a pack race for a while, but I think we're going to separate out and start seeing a little bit of maybe 2-car, 3-car battles a lot, and not just the big bash of guys that we had up at the front like last week.
Yeah, for sure. We saw on Las Vegas big pack, good win for Wagner, Ugalas on the podium. Remember that thing? Yeah, it's gonna be different. You know, the all Kentucky's kind of pack race in between turn 1 and 2. Then it's something separate over there. But like you said, it's correct. It's gonna be everybody's gonna be separate. Maybe 3 or 4. I said maybe. You said 3. Actually, it's true. Cars in one group. It's going to be challenging for the people coming from tracks. So Irby, Kirby, Euler, Thorn. What else? The other one is everybody is IndyCar. So it's going to be a good challenge for them. We have Clendy now on the pole with 5, 4 seconds, 3 seconds in the qualifying. So clearly is the IndyCar drivers in the front. And
here are the points coming into today's race. There's the schedule, or the conditions on the racetrack right now. 102 degrees track temperature. We'll be monitoring that throughout the day. But here are the points coming into today's event. There you see Mark Murphy. He is in today's race, just hot off getting out of the broadcast booth at Road America with Clendy for the IndyCar Series Open top split at 7 o'clock. He is the points leader here with Rigney second, Clendy third, Wags is fourth, Gallus is fifth, Forsyth, Goodman, Mall, Armstrong, and Kirby. That is your top 10 just only a couple weeks into this season. Let's get today's starting lineup underway here before we take the green flag here for 125 laps. And there you see Clendy on the front row along with Murph. Again, I wonder how much these two are going to be working together to try to pull away, both in the 213 range. Goodman also showing pace once again, 213 flat, right next to Craig Forsyth. Jim Herrick, he's up front today in the 40. He's at 212.8 with Wags right next to him with 212.79. Richie Hearn and Rigney back in row 4. Say Hey Lewis Hayes fast all practice long. He's back in row 5 with DJ Clark in the 4. Ramsey and Darth Maul back on row 6. Kirby and Irby on row 7. And Euler and Zorn back in row 8. Reagan looking for a good finish. And Grandin is back on row 9. And Callisto and Gallus opting not to take any speeds. They'll be back in row 10 for 19th and 20th. Trying to do the worst to first challenge here at Kentucky.
I don't know if it's going to work the no quality challenger for Callisto and Galas over there. But, you know, long race could be changing everything. We saw, in ball incident, it's not into the incident last week on Las Vegas, but he went close to getting ball and he finished on third, so really nice for him. So today, last race on the year for ISRA today.
Yes, last race of the year for the ISRA. Next time you see us will be January 6th, Monday, January 6th, when we go to Texas. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the SimMotion ISRA series and respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like and click the bell so you'll miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts. Getting ready to go green out of corner number 4 here at Legacy, Kentucky. Round 3 underway.
Green flag, green flag.
And a big jump by Clindy, Murph, Goodman, Forsyth, Wags. Your top 5 as we go through 1 and 2. And everyone's single file down the backstretch. Clindy taking a defensive position on the inside, setting up for 3 and 4. And here comes on the high side Murph for the completion of lap 1.
So we thought it's gonna be a Kentucky original, the Kentucky original, or the track track series or NASCAR use currently. But they changed it for the last time. What are you talking about today before we started the race? And Galas almost on Brian on the back, and Galas on the wall a little bit. And I think so. The people have to learn. Because this track with this kind of setup is still challenging for everyone. Actually, it is.
Yeah, not a lot of banking on this track. There we see Dean Darvall on the high side of Richie Hearn. He was working the high side of Vegas last week. He has now moved up a spot. He is up 3 since the start. He's been our biggest gainer. So it's not a lot of banking at this racetrack to keep you stuck to the bottom, but there we see Mall and Hearn glued to that yellow line.
I see Christopher Reagan close to the wall on turn 2. So yeah, they also have a lot of bumpy and stuff in the turn 3 and 4, and easy on 1 and 2 is really, you can take almost full throttle over there, but 3 and 4 you have to play, and you have to play very well, because if you don't do it very well, you see the line, the black line isn't between the line 3 on there, so if you take it down, it should be good, but the thing is the dirty air on the front you.
Well, we have a new leader. Murph is your leader as we are watching some of those battles in the mid-pack. Clindy 2nd, Goodman 3rd, Forsyth 4th, Wagner 5th, and then Ellenser senior throwback. There is Wagner and that Burt sponsorship there. Right behind him, Jim Herrick and Rigney, E.J. Clark, Dean Mall, and Richie Hearn, your top 10. In fact, the top 10 starting to put a little bit of distance on themselves and the next group behind them.
You can see, it's true. I see a lot of kind of surprise things for the setup. Euler hit the wall. He tried to go into the apron, but you cannot use the apron over here. It's not really necessary to use over here in this track. Only for qualifying, and you said the first top guys going on the front, all of the regular Indies, but on the back is all these people with learn about this car, and it's getting hard, and especially with the weather. We have an 103 now.
Yeah, track temperature went up another degree since the start. Yeah,
and maybe it's going to go more high.
Listo up 4 spots now as he's around Irby. And now he sets sail for Reagan. Reagan in 14th. Meanwhile, back up front, Murph side by side with Clindy. Clindy has caught back up to him in 3, getting the position. And then they'll race off the corner down through the tri-oval area.
It's obviously these two guys try to work together.
They are doing that very well, as a matter of fact.
I don't make any chance for Michael getting close. Maybe getting more close on that is going back again.
And we ride with Michael Goodman 6/10 behind this battle right in front of him. Riding in fifth gear, right on the bottom lane.
And Callisto is going 6th spot now.
Wow, Callisto, yeah. He's up at 13th. He passed a couple of cars on the high side. Looks like Lewis Hayes might have had a moment coming off of corner number 2. And now here comes Hugo Gallus on the high side, finishing on the podium in the last race. Gallus is very patiently picking his way through and gets the position on Hayes. Move Gallus up to 15th. Meanwhile, back up front, Clindy back as the leader, as the two leaders continue to swap, but there's still only 6/10 of a second. That's what I'm trying to say. Ahead of the next duo of Goodman and Forsyth, and a second behind them is Wags. As Wags is now the top 5 is really starting to get spread out. And I apologize in advance for the camera pack for this race. We do not have one of the really nice Whiplash SimCam packs for this race. We're kind of relying on the default cams that iRacing has. So, but we have talked to the guys at Whiplash. They are going to make something up the next time we do come here. Yeah, only a couple different angles on this race. Not an awful lot of variety. Got some good drone cams, though, we can put up for you a little bit later in the race. But not a lot of options that we used to have in some of those races. So just bear with us. And Rigney on the backside of Wags here. Rigney down low through 1 and 2.
I mentioned for everyone, so normally for IndyCar drivers, or for us, actually, you, Gary, and me, myself, we use the call for pitted in. So we call the pitted in, and we enter in between exit on turn 4. So now it's going to be use the emergency line. We have on turn 3, going to turn 4. So just for security, or maybe maybe it's not going to happen like it happened last time in Las Vegas when somebody pitted in and some of them didn't hear, and we have some problems over there. And so today it's going to use the emergency line.
Exactly. The turn 3 pit access road that you see right there just on the screen as it flashed by, that is what the drivers will use to access pit road under green. I believe under yellow they'll be able to come to pit road directly, but no, you cannot come off of pit road directly off of 4 under green here. You must use the pit road access road coming off of just as you enter 3. Watching Michael Goodman is currently 3rd, as Forsyth now bringing a group of 4 cars with him now. It is Forsyth, Wagner, Rigney, and Herrick in that next group. Dean Darth Ball is going to be a member of that group here very shortly. He's up 4 spots to 8th right now. Lionel Callisto up in 13th. He's up 6 spots as he's on the outside of Devin Ramsey, and now he's up 7 spots for our inaugural truck season and our inaugural Xfinity Series champion.
In my golden era, I remember using turn 3 and 4, the line close to the wall. It's going fast, but the only problem is if you miss
like that.
Yeah. So if you miss a little bit, you can hit the wall, and the wall is stuck in your wheel is stuck in there, and you cannot release the car, and if you don't at least brake a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the disadvantage, but you can go fast, very fast in there.
Oh, and a big twitch by Hearn. Callisto down low and getting the position. So Hearn getting loose off of 2, loose off of 4, And that is one of the problems that you do have with these cars at this racetrack is they do get loose off of 4. And I wonder if we're going to see how many people are going to have that problem now as we get longer into this run.
You can figure out, even for professional or retired professional driver, as a Richie Hearn, it's still hard for him. So it's really challenging for everyone. Even with the setup changes, so they change the setup, they change everything for this race today. Reagan talked to us about the old setup, the original setup with the original race. It's gonna be more hard, and even with this, it's still harder.
Clindy is now broken away from Murph and now leads by about a second. Murph is second right there. He is about 0.6 ahead of Goodman. There is Goodman on the racetrack. Craig Forsyth in there. We see Wagner on the high side of Rigney.
Oh,
Caution!
Listo.
Ooh.
Trump won.
But doesn't look like he touched anything.
He touched the apron.
Oh, apron bad. All right, well, we're gonna watch this. Here he is off of 4. And he was up 8 spots, so everything he gained is gone. And here he goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Just goes to the bottom and clips that apron and it catches the wheel and causes the car to spin. And I don't touch anything. I don't think he touched anything, and everyone wisely stayed high and avoided the incident. But it's probably going to bring everyone to pit road, I would imagine.
They have to. Yeah, he didn't touch nothing. It's just
everybody coming in off of turn 3 as well. So I guess you have to come off of turn 3 under caution.
Lucky he didn't spin in the. He didn't spin on in the cone, inside the cone.
Right, exactly. And the entire field coming to pit road for their first scheduled stop. Lap 27 of 125 in the books. A little less than 100 to go here at Legacy, Kentucky, round 3 of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. And we see Clindy and Murph coming to their spots. Hitting the marks. Murph was a little forward, and I think Goodman got him. Yeah, Goodman got him on the exit out. So Goodman up 1 spot. Clindy maintains the lead. Forsyth still 4th. Wagner 5th. Rigney 6th. Herrick 7th. Dean Darthmala 8th. Justin Kirby 9th. And DJ Clark in 10th. But again, we're going to watch Lionel Callisto, who is on pit road, taking a long stop here. I think just probably chilling out. Yeah, don't want to go too fast.
Let me say something. Goodman, when he made the stop perfectly, because he was the first one to the jack coming up, then Clindy, and then to the end 1 second later Murphy. That's why Murphy lost the position over there.
The ISRA is brought to you by Sim Motion. Sim Motion are sim racers taking care of other sim racers. That is their mission. With over 50 years combined experience in the community and industry, Sim Motion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing. Whether you still have your rookie stripes or you're a grizzled veteran looking for that next upgrade, check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatek, Butt Kicker, Moza, Sim Magic, and more. Sim Motion is the proud sponsor of the ISRA. Visit their online store today. Get that special somebody a gift for Christmas. And you can visit their online store. Link is in the description. Or follow one of their socials. Sim Motion, proud sponsors here of the ISRA Open Wheel Series. I want to thank them for signing on. Getting ready to go green this time by lap 30 of 125. And we'll kind of reset the field a little bit. But Clindy.
Now it's working.
Green, green, green.
Green flag in the air. Clindy on the throttle and away. Pulling away from Goodman, Murph, and Forsyth going into 1. 4/10 of a lead already for Clindy. winner of our opening race at Homestead. He's going to the bottom to defend already. Murph on the high side of Goodman. He wants that position back very quickly. Goodman going to squeeze him up to the top. Ooh, yeah.
That's very close.
Side by side in the 1. Murph's going to have a lot of momentum coming off the corner, but the position's going to be Goodman's for the moment. Murph might take a look to the inside going in the 3. He has that shot now. Side by side, 3 and 4, and Murph clears them. Move Murph back up to second, and here comes Forsyth. Forsyth taking a peek on the high side.
Of course, I have at least they need to do the pass in the first.
Defensive!
Now.
Big defensive move by Murphy going into 3. Clindy has set the purple lap, not just now, but sometime earlier in the race, a 24.8. We see Clindy again going defensive to the inside. He's allowed to do that. We're watching Murph early tonight. He and Clindy actually were on the call of the IndyCar Series Open race. Top split at 7 p.m. at Road America. We'll be covering at least Season 1 of 2025 on P1. He did a good job covering that. That was won, I think that was won by Phil Kraus.
Phil Kraus, yes.
The former Lionheart winner.
Nathan was second, and third. Oof. I forgot. Yeah, Phil Kraus was the winner.
Was it Christian Hilgard?
Yes.
Christian Hilgard,
yes,
okay.
Yes, yes. For him.
I've heard Christian on P1 before. He helped do one of our IIS races. We'll be doing the IIS again when that starts up in March. That mirrors the NTT IndyCar schedule. Our schedule for the rest of the week, tomorrow, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, will be Week 1, Race 1 of the IndyCar Oval Series at Iowa. And then we have an exhibition race on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where you will see some of these same drivers, especially your leader, Clindy, for the exhibition race number 2 for the votive Indy Oval Series, as they will have an exhibition race at Phoenix. And it'll be at night, so I believe that's New Phoenix. The improper
original,
Phoenix?
I think so. Nope, I think so. The original.
The original? Okay, even better. And then Saturday, Sunday will be round 2 of the CIS Winter Series for the Classic IndyCar Series. And they will be at 3 p.m. Eastern at Silverstone, Legacy Silverstone. And that's pretty much our week we have coming up. No ISRA next week or the week after, taking 2 weeks off after this for the holidays. So soak it all in and a 2-week break before we get to Texas. And then it's going to be a long 10-week run to the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Lap 40 of 125. Clindy, Murph, Goodman, Forsyth, Rigney. The top 5 is very much stabilized. Callisto on the restart. His internet connection seemed to be stabilized. He is now up 2 spots. He's around Hayes and Grandin.
I'm curious about Hayes. He's 11 spot down.
Yeah, he had a great qualifying run, and I'm wondering if he's just having problems in traffic.
I mean, he just hit the wall in some point on the race. I don't know. See her. So normally, so I see Richard Hearn for 2 or 3 laps. When he tried to take the turn 3, he's going too close to the wall, and I can hear how the car scratch in the wall for 3 times.
I think he smacked the wall off of 2 that time.
You see it again. It's hit the wall in turn 3. So yeah, and also in turn 2. So I don't know if it that kind of peak. You know, the code is also damage your car, even if you're they're maybe kind of close of that or no, but it still make a damage in your car and make your car more slow, at least. So and sometimes you realize, oh, why are these guys going too fast than me? And sometimes that things is not make repair for the fast repair. Sometimes iRacing thinking about is not require repairs. It's happened to me. Sometimes I hit the wall and I go to the pit. I use my fast repair, but it's not works because iRacing thinking about it is not really necessary to use it.
I've only seen one driver use their fast repair in this race. It looks like Hugo Gallas has used his fast repair already. I'm not sure what caused him to have to use it, but at that pit stop, he must have used it. And his car is doing pretty good right now. He's in 14th. Meanwhile, up front, Murph, and we're watching DJ Clark now try to run down Richie Hearn after Richie has smacked the wall at least a couple of times. But up front, Murph has run down Clindy as the tires got warm. And worn.
This is getting close. And also Rigney. Oh, there we go. Wagner over there past Rigney, and Wagner is going to Forsyth. So now I have a free air or clean air going to Forsyth on the front. Yeah, with the 20 on the inside line, it's kind of difficult for Murphy to try to make the move. Now you can make the move in the inside.
Murph's on a bit of a roll, as well as Clindy. Murph is currently in the top 5, not only of the ISRA, but he's in the top 5 of the Area 51 IndyCar Series. And also, he's in the top 5 of the Elite IndyCar Series, which races, ooh, it's so close. They race on Sunday nights, which is open setup. So he is in 3 leagues right now, either the leader or in the top 5 of their standings.
Wow.
And he had to check up a little bit. Mark is settled down a little bit further back, so I'm wondering if maybe he's just trying to regroup. That was really close.
I think so. That call is because they're in the same, no area, but in the same country. Works. But thinking about it, maybe Murphy in the Australia or maybe whatever.
And we got now Goodman underneath Murph as Murph went really high through 3 and 4. Goodman had nicked him at the line. Lindy dialing in from outside of Washington, D.C. And then we got Murphy dialing in. Not very far away from where we'll see IU and Notre Dame play on Friday. Glindy, Murph, Goodman, Forsyth, Wags, Rigney, Kirby. Now he's moved up to 7th. Reagan now up to 8th. Reagan up 9 spots. He's your biggest gainer. There he is. He has had a rough start to the season, admittedly, and he has had himself a good race today, as he has kept it clean and green. But he seems to always been caught up in someone else's incident, at least the first 2 races. But he is doing well. He has cracked the top 10. Darth Maul tracking him down. Dean is in 9th right now. He's up 3 spots. Richie Hearn in 10th. Zorn in 11th. He's up 5 spots. There he is. Hugo Gallas finished on the podium last week at Vegas. He is currently up 6 spots to 14th. Right in front of him is Brian Irby and the Skull Bandit. Everybody in this stint, 27 laps now. So they are actually at the same point they were when they came to pit road for the first stint. So this is, we're going to see how now these cars are different as they go longer on this green flag run.
It should be going to 35, steam, almost 40 maybe. Normally it's over the 50 laps on steam with their full tank. They should be going 40 maybe.
EJ Clark down on the apron. Did he come to pit road? No, he had an issue. What happened? And did he grab the apron? Yeah, and again, almost identical to Lionel Callisto. He did slide into the cone. Now we're going to get a penalty out of this. He keeps it off the wall. Oof.
Actually, he have a penalty because the cone.
The cone.
He marked you like you're speeding in pit roads.
Forsyth coming to pit road early.
Oh.
Maybe he's decided that he could do 29. Just finish these runs earlier than everyone else. We'll see. And he slides.
Right. He can make it. Yeah.
He slides to a stop in pit road up on the jacks. New sets of Firestones on. Shell fuel in the tank. He's down and away.
So good strategy because when you don't have the momentum and you see you don't see any progress in your position, it's better to coming in and try to make the undercut. And that's a Craig Forsyth do it well every time when he have this. So I'm surprised if it's maybe one opposition, one of somebody's phone.
Murph, pit road, coming off of pit road now. And you got to watch coming off of pit road here. Very narrow. So Murph, he pits on lap 59, Forsyth on 58. So do we see the leaders answer?
Forsyth going for 3 wide. The problem for Forsyth is Richie Henry is coming now. The problem is the track is too short. The problem is
you're gonna lose a lap.
Yeah, and also the slow cars, and you have to do it aggressive move to try to move fast to the front. If you don't do it, nothing's gonna work in your strategy.
Richie Hearn coming to pit road, another one of the 4D cars. 4 of them in this race. And does Clindy answer? When does Clindy answer? Or does he just go until the tank runs out? Clindy, purple lap, Forsyth, that time by 24.7. So Clindy might want to think about that and come to pit road now because Clindy's turning 25.2s while people with new tires are turning 24.7s.
That's the good thing. So the other thing is that what happens if it's somebody spin and
pit road, Clindy.
Good call for them. So yeah, you
got to watch coming to pit road right here. Very flat, not a lot of grip. Oh, does he get down to the limit? I think he did.
He's clear.
Also on pit road, Jim Herrick. Also coming to pit road, Justin Kirby.
DJ Clark on DNF for him.
Okay, DJ. Fortunately, DNF for him. We saw him up in the top 10 for a lot of that Vegas race. We know he has pace in these cars. Herrick done with pit road really quick.
Purple lap for Richie Hearn. 24.7.
Yeah, that's what new tires are doing for you right now. Thorne pit road. Wagner on pit road. And that livery that won the national championship for Allenser Sr. in 1985 when he beat his son by 1 point. Beat Allenser Jr. And Allenser Jr. was driving the Domino's Hot One. Michael Goodman now your leader. He's coming down pit road. He's on the access road. Hugo Gallus going with the economy. Well, he's coming to pit road right now. Devin Ramsey is actually going to pick up the lead here. One of the 4D racers. He is going to pick up the lead.
On point.
And get some credit here. Able to save a little bit extra fuel more than everyone else. He's at 40 laps. Irby's at 40 laps. Lewis Hayes at 40 laps. 39 laps for Goodman. Now here comes Irby. Ramsey. Here's Irby coming with him. That's what I'm saying. And Hayes. Hayes and that Andretti Haviline throwback that never raced at Indianapolis. That was a kart IRL Civil War era livery right there. And so this will turn it over to Murph, who now picks up the lead. And Clindy second. So Murph came before everyone. Or not before everyone, but before all the leaders did. Remember, he came in right around the same time that Forsyth did. Forsyth is in third. And here we go, battle for the lead. But Forsyth got by Goodman.
So Forsyth did well to the pit strategy. He won a position. That's the good thing. But at least, if you win at least one position, that's just nice job on the pit stop. But
good strategy.
And it's, the only thing is how try to going close of these two guys. I can see advancing around Murphy and this make it work for Forsyth to getting close on these two guys because they lost time over there. And they're getting close. Because he have Brian in front.
Yeah, he's actually got the draft of Brian Grandin in front of him, who's only a half second, so he's well within the draft envelope. Now, he has a draft. That's a good thing, but when he's in the corners, he has the aero wash. So he can't be in and right behind him directly, otherwise he'll wash right up into the wall, which he's trying to stay off of right now. Exit off of 4, down to the bottom of the racetrack, making sure not to hook that tire down on that black portion underneath the yellow line. That's the apron. Apron bad, but he is in a definite good spot to try to gain on the leaders. Both the leaders are racing one another, and they have lap traffic in front of him.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, Murphy and Craig have the same tires. Well, it's one more lap older Craig, so it's getting handicapped for him, especially now when you're talking about the lap down. Irby is getting close on Murphy, and I think Clendy have to be close on Murphy to try to pass Murphy because the old tires he have.
Forsyth a second and a half behind this battle.
It's getting hard for him try to pass Brian. Oh, he hit the wall.
And we're at 75, now 76 of 125. If you're just joining us, this is P1's coverage of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. Coming to you from Legacy, Kentucky, where we completed now 76 of 125 laps. You're enjoying P1's coverage of tonight's race. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for future iRacing content, including tomorrow night, the opener for the IndyCar Oval Series, Week 1, Season 1 of 2025. at Iowa.
So Forsyth hit the wall a little bit because it's getting hard to try to pass Brian, and Goodman is close on Forsyth, and also, yeah, that's it. I thought Hayes is in the battle, but no, now it's Forsyth
Underneath Grandin, and he clears him.
Now we have a clean air for 2 seconds, maybe. Yeah.
he can try to run down the leaders, but he is now 2.3 behind. He was at 1.6. So that racing of Grandin there has proved costly, but we'll see. Maybe he also will execute an earlier stop than everyone and see if the under will pull him closer for his final stop. 22 laps on the stint for him. We suspect that he probably has 8 or so.
Yeah, he can go for.
He can go further,
laps.
yeah. He can go further.
Yeah,
we figure maybe 8, maybe get it to 90 lap, round lap 90. Final stop, that should get you home.
But the disadvantage for him, he must to stop before and going late to the end. So the only hope for him is the letdowns to try to protect the position.
Hugo getting around Ramsey. Move Hugo up to 11th now. He's up 9 spots and on the outside of the top 10. That'd be a great way to start the season for Hugo. 3 straight top 10s.
Actually, if you thinking about it, how difficult is the track, and he started for the last, top 10 is a good win.
Yeah, pretty good. He might have just, for what it's worth, just qualify and just race it out up in the middle of the pack and pick up another couple of positions there instead of having the race, so deep in the pack to try to get up into the top 10. He probably could have qualified in the top 10.
I think so. It's the confidence to do it. Sometimes you come in here like, I'm gonna go chill, just try to do my best and finish the race. But at some point, we saw it last week. He finished on 3rd and is top 5 on the standings, so he can make it. He is not iRating, is no safety rating, nothing involved in this kind of league. It's just learn or just going for it. And I think you need to get that confident for, hey, doesn't matter if you maybe can finish, you can make the top 10 qualifying, this top 10. And now, like, just thinking about it, if he make the qualifying, should be going in top 5 now.
Not sure what happened to Darth Maul, but Dean Maul is currently shown in 19th, a lap down. I'm not sure if he had caught speeding on pit road and had to come back and visit again. But we also show him pitting at lap 68, which is just right around where everyone else was. So I'm not sure what happened to Maul, but he is now deep in the order at the moment.
They show me he make 27:40 and 17. Maybe it's because he take long to going to the pit, and maybe he lost the lap over there. I don't know. Sometimes your risk in decision and make it to the end the worst decision.
Well, now we got Murph, who's getting ready to complete his 30th lap on this stint. He's your leader. Clindy, 23 laps on the stint. He is P2. Forsyth, there he is. He is currently P3, and he has not really reeled them in. In fact, He's 3 seconds behind Clindy. Clindy now a second behind Murph.
Brian Irby in pits. He hit wall on turn 4 and the car going directly to the pit. So he have a black flag. I think so. Maybe he's going to retire the car. Who knows?
Final stops imminent here. Richie Hearn, Chris Reagan, teammates. Or guys that have worked together before on the same team. Not sure if they're teammates in this one. They were definitely teammates in the truck in Xfinity Series. And move Reagan now up to 8. So Reagan having himself a good race. And coming with this battle, tacking on at the end is Zorn. He's up 6 spots. He's currently now 10th. He's going to get a big run on Richie here, coming off of corner number 4. Get that nose underneath the rear attenuator there of Hearn's Dallara. Turn that wheel, go to the bottom of the racetrack, and pull that pass off. And move Zorn now up to 9th.
I think Zorn understand how to save the tires to this critical laps. That's 25 on the steam. And I think so Richie here we saw in track series and it's started hard and then it's going back because burned the tires. And Zorn he learned faster here.
Jim Herrick coming to pit road, final stop. Clindy coming to pit road, final stop. Murph coming to pit road, final stop. These are the money stops. Murph's going to answer right away. He's not going to allow Clindy to get any purple laps on him. He's going to come to pit road right now, answer the call. Forsyth's going to stay out. I suspect Forsyth will come to pit road anytime now. And probably Goodman will follow suit. There's Murph still on pit road, 45 miles an hour. Gets to his stall, up on the jacks. New set of Firestones, just enough shell fuel to get you to the end. Down and away. His day is, or at least his pit crew, their day is done. Now this very narrow, bumpy pit out. Stay down under that yellow line. There you go. Hit that cone. There you go. And Clindy gets the jump on him.
Really good job on the pit stop. So
yeah,
he did a good job.
So now we'll see if anybody else comes to pit road and get a jump on these guys. But right now, Goodman's going to stay out. I imagine he is going to go as long as possible. Wags also out there staying out long. Wags and Goodman. Goodman 28 laps on this stint. Wags 30 laps on this stint. Hugo Gallus now has moved up to 3rd. He's on pit road right now. He's 28 laps into this stint. Lionel Callisto now up to 4th. Now up to 3rd. He's 29 laps onto this stint.
You know, they did a good, nice job. Is put that away Forsyth. And Forsyth is more when we expected. So actually Forsyth is now in turn 4 and these two guys going to turn 1. So really they did a good job both together.
Did. Yeah, they did. And Forsyth right now back in 9th as he's picking up spots while people are making final stops on pit road. Jake Euler on pit road for his final stop. Hayes now moves up to 4th. 99 to 125. We'll get a final word in from Sim Motion after all the pit stops, and then we'll go through the field and bring you the finish of this race. Goodman now, 26 to go. Still expecting him to come to pit road.
actually
Herrick.
now.
No, that's not Herrick. That's, excuse me, that's Devin Ramsey. Backs the wall a little bit. Doesn't cost him too much momentum. He's going to pass him on the high side with those newer tires. Ramsey 4 laps into his final stint, so those tires are basically brand new. Rigney now with the purple lap with a 24.6. Wags pit road, you're right.
I don't know what is waiting for Michael, especially with the Ramsey on front.
I think he's there. Here he comes, coming to pit road right now. And that's going to kind of turn everything over to Lionel Callisto. Unless Callisto makes that turn down pit road coming off of corner number 2. No, he's going to stay out. 24 to go. He will pick up the lead probably. Goodman coming down. Still has a ways to go before he gets to his stall. Get passed by Clindy. Be close there. We'll see.
Callisto's coming through.
Goodman comes to a stop on his marks. Up on the jacks. And there goes Clindy. So Clindy goes past Goodman. Listo is the leader. Hayes still needs to stop too. There he is. Now here comes Callisto. There you see Clindy in the background. He will pick up the lead. And with that, we will get our final word in here from our sponsor, SimMotion. We'll be right back.
With years of experience and a passion for customer service, SimMotion is a trusted name for SimMagic products. Whether you're just getting started or a seasoned pro, we have the gear to get you on the podium. At SimMotion, we don't just sell gear, we fuel your passion for sim racing.
And we're back, 21 to go. Your leader is Kyle Klindworth, who won the opening race at Homestead. Right next to Mark Murphy is your points leader. He is second. Say Hey Lewis Hayes has not made his final stop yet. He is 37 laps into his final stint, or next to last stint. So he still needs to come to pit road. Craig Forsyth is 4th. Rigney is 5th. Let's go through the field. Show you, everybody. And I think Lewis might be coming to pit road this time. There he comes. Yep. Well, I'll turn the position over to Forsyth. And we got a kind of a battle brewing here in the mid top 10s, really. Rigney and Goodman are side by side, and Kirby and Wagner are side by side. Chris Reagan.
Richie Hearn on the back. Galas past Richie Hearn. Richie Hearn's coming again.
Gala's up to 10th.
Yeah.
And Lionel Callisto, despite that spin, has recovered. He has now improved another 6 spots. So really, shoulda, woulda, coulda with him as if he would have just maintained and not. And it's easy to do, folks. I mean, you just catch that left front down on that apron. It's like hooking it basically down there. It's flat pavement. And of course, the front stretch is still slightly banked. We saw 2 drivers do it this race. I've seen it happen more often than that. So. We're all human. Tim Herrick in 14th. Jake Euler in 15th. Say Hey Lewis Hayes and that Andretti throwback. Or it could be Chris Cristiano D'Amato throwback.
Also.
Yeah, he's 16th. Dean Mall in 17th. And Grandin in 18th. And Irby on pit road, and his day's done. Just haven't wheeled it back to the garage yet. He is 19th. 14 to go. Thanks for joining us. You are watching P1's coverage of round 3 of 14 of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series, coming to you from Legacy, Kentucky. For Kyle Clinworth is staring his second win in the face. He's just 13 laps away from getting that job done. He is your leader with 13 laps to go. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next race, which is tomorrow night, 7:15 p.m. Eastern, our signature broadcast of the IndyCar Oval Series, Week 1 of Season 1 of 2025. And we will be going to Iowa, which I understand that Clindy has put a ton of work in on.
There should be, because Tony Pizarro won one of the race, and the first race won by Mitchell. So that is 2 winners for so far for now. But the soft is not really high, so for sure we expected high soft tomorrow.
Oh, we know Tony Pizarro. Remember him. There we go. There's see the leaders, the difference in the leaders. Clindy 1.2 ahead of Murph. But really, he's about to break that draft envelope.
Yeah, I think so. The only way to... maybe... Oh, no, it's 9 to go, so he's not gonna catch the lead down, but it's just secure the race, just going... Don't do something like a Max Verstappen doing every lap when he's winning the race. Just going for the limit. Just finish the race and bring it home. Murphy's just... he did the best, but no try to catch Clendy. It's really difficult. Really, you think you have the race, but no. It's between how you management the corner, is the adjustment you make inside the car. I know these 2 guys bring the information, but share information.
Right.
But not really. Worked for Murphy, and for Forsyth, good for him, because Goodman is 1 second behind of him.
Yeah. And let's just, with 8 to go, bring up the points coming into this race real quick. You see Murph with a 4-point lead over Rigney. Rigney, who's looking at another top 5, and we'll take a look at him on the racetrack when we move this graphic away. Clindy is 3rd, 6 points behind. Wagner, 8 points behind. Gallas is 9 points behind. So all these guys are looking at more top 10 finishes. So I think really the point standings are just really going to tighten up, really. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what these points are going to be here at the end of the 6 laps. But there we see Rigney currently in 5th. And Wags, he has a pretty decent 1 second lead over Wags. So Rigney just needs to bring this thing home, and he's looking at a good point start to this championship.
You know, everything could happen. You remember last week, Clendy went incident to the end.
Yeah.
And, you know, this kind of race, one can win. He won the first one on Miami, and then the other one go correct. And today's going to win again, maybe. Who knows what's happening in Texas? Could be different story. So still have a lot to go. But going well, actually.
And you see that Clindy has Ramsey and Hearn right in front of him. They shouldn't play a role. 3 to go, now 2.5 to go. Laps go by very quickly here, 24, 25 seconds a lap. How fast they're turning laps around here. You see 2:08, Lindy's last lap, versus a 2:07 from Murphy. And we're going to see him get the white flag this time from our starter. You see it flashing up in the upper right corner. 1 lap to go here for Kyle Clinwood, looking at win number 2 here in the ISRA, the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. Down the backstretch, half a lap to go. Looking at an easy night for Clindy, as he's going to bring home that Rogue Racing entry for win number 2 of the season, and possibly the new points lead. Your winner today, Kyle Clidworth at Legacy, Kentucky.
From pole to win the race, very nice for Clendy, and these two guys is no moved, so Clendy, Mark, and then Forsyth won the position over Goodman. He started on 3rd.
Clendy with the win by 2 seconds over Murph. This, I think, turned into a little bit more of a handling race than what a lot of people thought it would be, and kind of showed it with the interval there by 2 seconds. Might as well have been 2 laps, 2 miles for that matter. Forsyth very quietly up only 1 spot because he started up front, but very quietly all day today in that top 3. Never really left it. Michael Goodman 4th. Wagner is in 5th. Backing up that win he had last week to get another top 5. That's always good in the points championship. Justin Kirby, another top 10, finishes 6th. Rigney 7th. Rigney was in the top 10 there until the end. Did we run out of fuel? Not sure what happened to him. But he was looking at a 5th place finish. Now he came home 7th. Reagan 8th. That's a good finish for him after the first couple races this season. He did a good solid top 10 there for Reagan. Zorn in 9th. Again, Zorn just very quietly up 7 spots to 9th there. Reagan up 9 spots to 8th. Hugo Gallas up 10 to 10th. He's your biggest gainer of the day. So Hugo showed him that he's got the skill set. Probably should. I think he needs to qualify for these things. I'm going to agree with you on that one.
They have to.
Yeah. Callisto recovers after spinning out, bringing out the first caution. He improves 8 spots. He was shotgun on the field, was getting ready to crack the top 10. I think was in the top 10 when he spun out, and almost recovers to get a top 10 in 11th. Hearn 12th, Ramsey 13th, Herrick 14th. Little 4D guys, 12th, 13th, 14th. Euler 15th, Say Hey Lewis Hayes 16th. Dean Mall 17th. Not sure what happened to Dean to cause him to fall back in the field, but he finished 17th, a lap down. Grandin finishes 18th, 2 laps down. Irby and DJ Clark, DNFs, back in 19th and 20th.
Rigney out of fuel on turn 3.
Oh.
He lost 1 and 2. He lost the 6th just for a nose.
That is painful.
Yeah.
You can't cut it that close, Mike. Put a little bit extra in there.
1 lap, but 2 more.
Let's queue up some replays here.
After what has happened on the Indianapolis 500, I always put at least 1 more lap. I don't care, really. I don't care. 1 more lap for the fuel. That's it.
I don't have a really good static up close for those. That's the best I can do for these interviews. And we'll go ahead and just work with that. And let's go ahead and cue the music out and bring up how Craig did for the day. Finished third, started fourth, got as high as second, low as 19th. And we'll talk to him right now and talk to him about the undercut. And when he decided on that, he was the first to really decide upon that. Here he is. And he's with us in the booth. Craig Forsyth finished third, but he was the first guy to really gamble and take advantage of the undercut, and it worked well for you because it kind of basically got you around and away from Goodman and pretty much cinched up third for you.
Yeah, I had no ability to pass anyone today, so the only way I was getting by anyone was through the pit cycle. I was realizing that quickly. It's just anytime Kyle or Mark wanted to, they could just start putting tenths of a second between us. So it was the first stint. I was all fuel saving until we had the and even with the fuel save, I lost the pack in front of me, and was still trying to make my number so we could two-stop it. And then we had the caution come out, which reset everything. So from there on, it was a pure speed race, which I knew was not good for me based on my inability to pass people. So yeah, the undercut was the way to go. It worked out great. But yeah, anytime I got behind lapped cars, it was a bear for me to get by them. I could be half a tenth faster than them, but that's just not fast enough to, have the nice, easy pass. Had to work at it all the time. And, Mark and Kyle were just on a different level, able to just blow by guys. So I knew at that point, it was just look in the rearview mirror and see if Michael was going to be able to run me down. And he was doing a great job at the end of it. So we just got lucky that we were able to put a lap car in between us, which gave us the couple lap buffer we needed to get to the checkered flag.
Well, we know you have thousands and thousands of laps in these cars and tens of thousands of miles, maybe hundreds of thousands of miles in these cars. What was the difficulty today? Was it the conditions being a day race and the track temperature was up there past 100? That was just kind of making grip difficult, and you just couldn't find a good weight jack or roll bar combination that would allow your car to rotate through the corner, or what was the difficult? And we saw some people didn't have any problems passing, but for whatever reason, for a seasoned vet like you were just having a lot of difficulty. Did you find out or determine what it was?
I couldn't find the settings that fit my driving style. So I drive this track really hard, aggressively, and towards the end of every stint, I'd used up my tires, and that's why Michael was running me down so quickly there. It's just I threw it's a fixed setup for everyone. Everyone's got the same setup, but it's a custom fixed setup, so it's not the normal one anyone would be used to. So it's not like you can go to your playbook and pull up the settings that you use all the time. You had to sort of, as the laps were going and during practice, try and play around and figure out what suited you best. And I never did find what suited me best.
Well, shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to before we let you go? I mean, a podium finish, all things considered, you never really left the top 3 or 4 all day today. So, I mean, you did have the pace. It was tough passing. That's all.
Yeah, no, I mean, we started fourth, finished third. So that's a good result for us. And, I mean, we had everyone over at 4D Racewire. I mean, Jim was here tonight. Richie was here tonight. Devin was here. We had like all of us. Yeah, it was a good turnout tonight, and had a couple of guys in chat. That was cool. And and thank you for doing the broadcast. And this is a fun time with a bunch of the old crew from the ISRA league. So this is having a fun little time here on Monday nights.
Well, we'll catch you in a couple weeks when we return from break at Texas. But P3 tonight, the points are in, and you are now 4th in the points. actually tied for third in the points with Rigney. Both at 286, 10 points behind Murph, who's the leader, and Clindy, who's in second. So a good way to go into the break. Tied for third in the points. I would say that's a good way to go in and get a little rest, and then come out fresh at it after the new year.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a close season. You've got a ton of good drivers. So this is going to be a really fun, really close season. You're going to see this battle go all the way to the end of the series. It's going to be a hoot to watch. But yes, everyone have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, safe New Year's, and we will catch everyone in the ISRA in the new year. Stay safe.
Got it, man. Have a good one. Stay warm up there, would you?
You betcha.
And so that is Craig, and we'll bring up Murph now. And again, the points did get updated. Murph is the points leader with 296 points. Clindy second, 293. Rigney and Forsyth are tied for third with 286. And then it's close points all the way down the list. Goodman only 1 point behind Rigney and Forsyth. Wagner 2 points behind Rigney and Forsyth, and then Gallas is sitting there in seventh with 276. Kirby is in eighth. Pat Armstrong, who didn't show up tonight, so this might be his drop race, still in the top 10. He's ninth, and Bradley Sexton, who also didn't show up today, this might be his drop race. He is in 10th, but as your top 10 right now in the point situation. Let's bring up Murph. He is still the points leader, and a good race today. It looked like it might have been yours for a while, but Clindy got the drop on you on that last pit stop, man.
Yeah, that one lap was all he needed. It was just a tale of two ends of the racetrack. I was a little bit better through 1 and 2. He was superior through 3 and 4, and then I was a little bit quicker on the short run, and he was a little bit quicker on the long run. But that's about as even as you can make it, and man, that was intense. Just that guy's so fast, and it's good to see him. Good to see him up front going fast and have fun. We've had a heck of a day, he and I. But
you have. We were talking about that earlier. You guys were broadcasting the Monday night IndyCar Series Open fixed race at Road America at 7 o'clock. You guys, so basically, you ran from that to the virtual jet, jumps over here, or flew down here to Legacy, Texas, and hops in the virtual cars here, and still gets a second place, and still holds on to the points lead. And we were talking about your good fortune in some of the other leagues that you're running, and it seems to be all running together. I would say that without a win yet, you haven't hit your peak, but you're definitely pretty darn close to it by being in the top 5 in 3 pretty contested leagues, highly contested leagues, IndyCar leagues, all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about just bringing home what you can bring home. I tried tonight, man. I mean, Kyle's just so good and so quick, and he drives you fair, and we raced hard, but he got bias. We had good. We run seventh at Gateway in the Indy Elite deal last night. Came within 2 car lengths on pit lane of a podium. Unfortunately, Gateway's pit lane busted us. Had a guy spin out while we were 2 car lengths away from the cone, and we were already inside the wall. So, we had to go to the back and drove it back up to 7th. But had we got to pit road, had we been on pit road, we would have been second. And I felt like we probably had the 3rd best car there, so that was kind of unfortunate. But then, it's fun. It's fun going fast, and it's fun being up front, and it's fun racing with guys like Kyle. And man, one of these days we'll pick one up.
I know you're gonna get one. I know you will. I just know you will. I just matter of time.
You just got to keep knocking on the door and running up front, and eventually it'll happen. And that's part of it, right? But I'd rather run second and collect the points. I mean, they pay the prize money, and they pay the prizes at the end for the championship. It's not not one race, and it's not one pass, and it's not one position, and it's, it doesn't do you any good to throw it away and run 15th. So just keep finishing on podium and keep doing what we're doing, and good things will happen, Gary, and that's the name of the game. But man, that guy's fast.
Well, you've had a long evening, starting off with at 7 p.m. with the Open Series broadcast, and then jumping on over here with 125 laps of not quite green flag racing, but 2 short caution periods, but predominantly the rest of the race, of course, was green flag contested. So I'll let you have your evening back, but shout outs, friends, family, sponsors. Anyone want to say hi to real quick?
Yeah, I mean, everybody at Indy Alliance, those guys are amazing. Every time I flip open the Discord, every time I talk to Chris or Seb or Jesper, or any of them, I learned something. Shout out to Jesper, man. He's second in IES, man. That's anytime you got your name next to Tranos, that's a pretty good deal. And we're looking forward to that series. I'm not looking forward to turning right, but I am looking forward to the left-hand turn that comes after Indianapolis Road. That's for darn sure. So just all those guys, man, Chris and Corey and Matt and Oliver and Rashad and Tom and Will and Seb. It's so much fun racing with those guys. Shout out to Clindy, man. I mean, that guy, he put up with me for an hour and a half earlier. He comes here, we get to banging wheels and trying to run over each other. You're showing it right now, man. I mean, we were hip checking each other. That got kind of testy there for a few laps. But nah, man, shout out to Clint. I'll run like that with that guy forget 125. I'll run like that with that guy for 1,025 laps. He's so doggone good. Thanks to Mike Rigney for putting this on, man. That guy's awesome. You guys do an awesome job with the broadcast, LG and Gary, and thanks to Black Magic Designs and Admin Box. Get some paint, get a button box. I don't know. You got any more decals I need to read off? Gary, you for putting your name on my car.
And Sim Motion for sponsoring the ISRA.
Sim Motion.
There you go.
It's well, they're not on my car. I'm trying to read the car. See?
Right.
Maybe I ought to put that on there so I know to thank him. But man, just so much fun. I just I'm having fun. I gotta give a shout out to my wife too. She in the middle of the VOR race Saturday, I didn't know it, but my phone went off 7 or 8 times. It was on silent. She had gone over to her parents' house and somehow managed to fall down their stairs. And she's been laying on the couch with her leg up for 3 days. Poor girl. They finally found out high ankle sprain, some stretched ligaments and tendons and stuff, but she's going to be all right. She's going to be in a boot for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So shout out to Natalie for putting up with my terrible housekeeping, because I'm playing Mr. Mom, and that ain't no fun. But shout out to her for putting up with my horrible cooking and cleaning and laundry skills, because they're non-existent, man. I think before I got married and I was a bachelor, I think I had Budweiser and ketchup in my refrigerator. So,
well, you'll have a little extra time to practice your domestic skills for the next 2 weeks, because we're off the next 2 weeks. But all you'll have is the opening commitment. What's that?
Yeah, he can do it.
He can do it. He can do it.
Always is like, I don't know if he can do it. Yeah, we know he can do it anyways. We know.
So basically all you have is the open commitment for the next 2 weeks. So Mondays will be mostly free for you until the start of the new year. And of course, also the start of the new year will bring you and Votive over on the P1 channel as well, starting that Wednesday. So take your breaks now, get your rest now, because it's really going to pick up here start January. But P2 tonight and the points leader going into the break before we head to Texas here in 3 weeks.
Yeah, man. Gary, Lewis, keep going fast and having fun, boys.
You got it. All right, and let's bring up Clindy, and here he is. Glendy, win number 2 here in the ISRA Open Wheel Series. Sponsored by Sim Motion. And the big move of the race was that final pit stop. Somehow you got the drop on Mark, got the position while completing the pit stop on the outlap there. What did you do that caused you to make your pit stop so much faster than his? Or you don't have to tell me anything.
No, yeah, I didn't put enough fuel in the car to finish the race. I think I shorted myself by like 1.5 gallons just to get out of the pits super fast. And I banked on there being a lapper for me to catch to be able to draft off of. Mark reeled me back in a hurry because the track was looking pretty clean. And I'm like, okay, I got to run map 5 and hope I can make it work. And then when Dean came out of the pits, I'm like, oh, sweet salvation. And then I dialed it back up, and he ran the purple lap, and really was a great rabbit for me to chase and let me hit my number, and then enough to do a donut too. So I got really lucky that the cards kind of fell my way, just because I saw how powerful the undercut was, and I knew Mark would respond to it immediately, and I wasn't close enough to him to make the undercut really super matter, and we were still setting respectable times. So I knew I needed to be perfect on pit road, and I almost bungled my entry, but I did it well enough and got out ahead and managed from there and managed my fuel number and came home in first place, just like I drew it up. So, took a little bit of a gamble here in Kentucky. It's not Las Vegas, but I had to make up for all the points I lost last week.
Well, that was a huge gamble. And really, I mean, the difference of what your time on pit road and what his time on pit road really wasn't that much. So we think that you might have got him also on a more aggressive in-lap and more aggressive out-lap as well. That helped. And then to have Dean Mall, who we know has pace in front of you to help pull you along there toward the end, talk about luck. But the stars fell your way tonight. And now you're going into the week, 2 weeks here that we're going to be off. We're going to have a little bit of a Christmas break before getting to Texas. 2 wins to start the season out of 3, second in the points. So solidly in this championship battle to start the season. How you feeling about this season as it unfolds here 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now when we pick it back up at Texas?
Honestly, when you asked me to do this league, I looked at the race schedule and I'm like, if Vegas is during the day, I can win every single one of these races. And when it was at night, I'm like, this is the only race I'm going to do poorly in. So I don't want to set that expectation for myself or for everyone watching at home. Shout out to my mom and dad who watched and texted me congratulations. I know it's very nice to have you guys cheering on for me. It makes me drive a little harder. If I can position myself to be a championship or title contender, that is the goal. I would really appreciate the prize that has been put up in this ISRA league by the title sponsors, and it would really help me out. I use a 20-year-old sim racing wheel, right? And I don't have the budget to upgrade right now, and that would be my upgrade. So I've got something to fight for. I've got skin in the game, so to speak. So I'm going to go all out every lap that I can when I think I can win.
Shout outs, friends, family, sponsors, anyone to say hi to, go right ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, thanks to my family back home, mom and dad. I know my sister watches sometimes. And then all of my family out in Minunk who runs Segerman Farms. Thank you to Shane Coker who runs the Votive Racing League. You can come watch me Friday night at Phoenix. That'll be at, I think, 8:30 Eastern time. It'll be a nighttime race. You can see this beautiful blue car spank the field down in the Southwest. I'll drink some, what do they call that? Cactus juice. Not tequila, the non-alcoholic kind. Whatever that is, I'll get some.
All right.
And thank you to P1 Broadcasting. Earlier tonight, Murph and I think we really did win twice tonight. We put on a great show at Road America for the Open Series Top Split. That was an absolute blast to call with him. I'm so honored that he chose me to be in the booth with him. I think it's going to do great things for the channel. I had so much fun doing it. And I hope that everyone who watched it thought that we did a good job. I invested in a new microphone for that. So hopefully I sounded all right, and I sound all right tonight. And shout out to everyone in the community who's been supporting Rogue Racing and my teammates at Rogue Racing. They help me get better every week. I learn a lot from them, and I learn a lot from teaching them. And Ryan has spent a considerable amount of time making me better for the Daytona 24, which I'm really looking forward to now. So even if I run in the slow car and I don't earn my way into the fast car, we're going to have 2 Rogue Racing cars at Daytona for the 24, and we'll see how we do. So.
All right. Well, congratulations. We'll get to let you get started. Well, I want to say we'll let you get started on the break early, but no, big race tomorrow, Oval Series in Iowa, and I know you've been putting a lot of work there. So we will see you tomorrow night over at P1 at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time at the Iowa race, and you'll start your campaign for. Man, you've been on the podium for so long in the Oval Series. This has got to be your campaign for the championship, I'm thinking this time. But
I'm spreading myself thin, Gary, but maybe
I think reps matter. I think reps.
Yeah, maybe a lot of blows sharpen the sword. So
I firmly believe that the more reps you put and the more laps you put in this car, the better it makes you. And maybe we'll possibly see that. And a shout out to your wife for allowing you to come out and play with us on Monday and Tuesday nights.
Oh, absolutely. And hold on, Gary, just 1 second. My wife did such an amazing job. This past weekend was my birthday, and she made me an absolute feast of like my favorite foods. She made lasagna, she made garlic bread, she made pickle soup, she made deviled eggs. And then yesterday, we went up to Philadelphia and we learned how to snowboard together, and we're going to do that in Illinois when I return to see my family. So she's my best friend. I love that she lets me do this, and I love her more than anything in the world. So absolutely, save the best for last. Thank you.
You got it. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks here next in the ISRA, possibly tomorrow here on P1 for the Indy Oval Series. But congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you very much. Peace out.
See, Lewis, that what we need to do is get all of us together and then just turn the cooking duties over to you and Clinty's wife. And I could only imagine the spread that you two could produce.
Oh my God, no! I prefer to Clinty's wife.
He's like, I don't want to cook.
No. I do it for job, not for fun, really.
Well, final thoughts here at Kentucky, Legacy Kentucky, as it turned into tonight. And I think it, not the pack race, a little bit there was a pack race, but not the pack race that it was last week. I think some of the NASCAR drivers kind of learned some new skills today. Certainly, I think learning that weight jacker and adjusting it now on multiple times during the race, not just a set and forget type thing. And the same thing with the roll bars. But again, I mean, you look at the final standings we got here on the screen. I mean, we still have the good, those good NASCAR drivers that were doing good in NASCAR still are doing good in IndyCar. Michael Goodman, Justin Kirby, Josh Zorn, all in the top 10 once again for, consecutive races. So, or multiple races this season. So, I would say that this season is off to a good start, all things considered, and these NASCAR guys are picking up a thing or two. And I think maybe, depending on how luck goes, one of these guys might sneak out a win this season.
Yeah, for sure. We talking about this race today. I said it's something I expected it's gonna be like this for. I never expected something different. You're talking about three guys are gonna be on the front and maybe 2 and maybe 4, but that's what we saw today. It's really difficult race, and I didn't expect it too much battles around. I said about Craig Forsyth is have only 5 laps to try to pass and catch the second place. He couldn't, and that's why he finished on third. But yeah, he did a good job today in the race. About the guys, the NASCAR guys, yes. In the standings, I don't count Goodman because Goodman is I saw in the IndyCar DW12 and things, so he knows. But Kirby, what else? Zorn is around.
Zorn had a good top 10 finish today.
Yeah,
we still got Pat Armstrong in the top 10. So these NASCAR only drivers or these NASCAR preference drivers, I I mean, they're still doing. They're learning a lot, and they're doing pretty well. And as I think we get later into this season, we might be looking at a win for one of these guys at maybe one of the tracks that kind of surprises, like a Fontana or a Michigan or something like that.
Everything can happen. Really, this is the third race. We saw a difficult race on Miami. We saw this race we expected in Texas, in the maybe Pocono also too. It's difficult too. Indianapolis is really weird. It's not like turn to the left and that's it. No, it's technical. And we saw a pack race today. We can see another. What is the other one? It could be pack race. Michigan. You said Michigan.
Yeah.
Also, Kansas could be pack race too.
Chicagoland
also too. So it's a mix of stuff. So it's really good to see. And we already saw on these 3 races in 2024. It's going to be a good future for the next one, and especially in Texas, starting in Texas next year. So I hope to see the same pack, the same people, and don't like Armstrong, Saxton, or Moll, or maybe Hayes or Storm go away. And they need to try. This guy did try NASCAR, so I hope.
I think they'll stick it out. I think they'll definitely stick it out. Well, there is the schedule on the screen there for you. See, round 4 is Texas, then we'll go to Pocono. So 2 handling tracks for rounds 4 and 5. Then kind of it's going to be a pack race. That's how Auto Club tends to be for round 6, and then round 7, Kansas tends to be a bit of a pack race, much like Kentucky. So we might see somebody new sneak in there. Round 8, Motegi. That's 100% a handling track. So hopefully by then, everyone's learned how to use the weight jacker and the anti-roll bars, and also they're going to need that for New Hampshire as well. New Hampshire very much a handling track. Then we're going to go back. We're going to do a bit of a pack race here in round 10 at Michigan. Then back to another handling track in Iowa. Then kind of a weird track with Charlotte. It's a little bit of a pack race, but not quite. It's one of those tracks that really you need to get your passing done in the first 5 laps or so, and after that, it's going to be kind of follow the leader. But we'll see how that turns out.
Charlotte Night.
Yeah, Charlotte Night. Yeah, so that might be an interesting one. And of course, you got to win there in the Speedway Series, and then Chicagoland round 13 at Indianapolis to wrap up the season for round 14. So. A lot of opportunities still to learn out there for all these NASCAR guys coming against the IndyCar guys. But so far, I'm pretty impressed with the way that everyone has picked this back up. But that's going to do it for us for tonight. Let's get on out of here. Give everyone back their Tuesday or their Monday nights here. We'll get ready for Tuesday when we are going to be doing the IndyCar Oval Series with their first race of 2025. And I'll get some sound here on this. There we go. We're going to be at Iowa for the IndyCar Oval Series for Season 1 of 2025, and I'll be tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, so you won't want to miss it. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Legacy, Kentucky. Kyle Clinty gets that second win of the season. Mark Murphy hanging on to the points lead with a P2 tonight. Craig Forsyth finishing strong by using a little strategy. Because his day trying to pass folks was not an easy one, and instead of beating him on the racetrack, outthinks him on pit road, and can't fault him for that. Comes home third. Join P1 again January 6, 2025 for round 4 of the inaugural season of the Sim Motion ISRA Open Wheel Series. As the teams and drivers head to Texas Motor Speedway, coverage begins around 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 9:35 p.m. Eastern. Remember, it's an all-new league, it's an all-new season, it's an all-new time for the channel. So as always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, find everything right here at YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not easy, so please help support P1 with the weekly grind. Leave a comment below, let us know your thought on tonight's race, and if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, make sure you click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so don't miss out on more of P1's other iRacing programming, including, like I said, week 1 of season 1 of 2025 of the iRacing IndyCar Series, Oval Series, Tuesday night top split. That's tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. ISRA is sponsored by Sim Motion. Sim Motion is all about sim racers taking care of other sim racers. That is SimMotion's mission. With over 50 combined years of experience in the community and industry, SimMotion is your one-stop strategy for everything you need for sim racing. Whether you still have your rookie stripes or you're a grizzled veteran looking for that next upgrade, check out their line of sim racing hardware, including top brands like Azatec, Butt Kicker, Moza, SimMagic, and more. Visit their online store today or follow one of their socials. All the links you need are in the description. Track cams for this race, they normally would be provided by Whiplash Sim Cams, but today we're using the default set because Whiplash didn't have anything for us, but normally they're pretty good at making sure that we always have the right cams for the right racetracks, and they've always delivered for us. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook or follow them on Twitter and Instagram. Links are in the description. I want to thank them for their continued support of the channel after all this time. Those guys at Whiplash are great. So for LGN, everyone at P1, SimMotion, and the ISRA, I'm Gary Gotzo saying to all, thanks for watching. And to all our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here, January 6, 2025 in Texas for the next race of the SimMotion ISRA Open Wheel Series. Good night and happy holidays.